How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, Faze Crypto, and today we will be discussing Cardano ADA, and I think that it's pretty exciting times to be in the cryptocurrency space, if I do say so myself. With the Litecoin halving coming up, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there who are excited to see what a lot of these different cryptos are doing. I mean, XRP is doing its thing with a lot of these different banks and so forth. Whether you think that XRP should even be here or not is sort of your own prerogative, but regardless, holding these cryptos can invariably be profitable if you know what you're doing. Now, of course, remember, these videos are for entertainment, educational purposes only. Of course, this video is not financial advice or anything like that. Of course, I'm not your dad, but let's get into it. I think we have some very exciting, newsworthy topics to discuss. Of course, that Litecoin being at the top of the list with what they've been doing, but of course, with John McCafe and exactly what he's been up to is always something interesting to keep up with. So sort of a more humorous article right here. If it'll ever load, we'll be checking into it, regarding what this guy's actually been doing, corruption and so forth. John McCafe has recently stepped up his long-running dispute with, via Twitter account. The cybersecurity legend and Bitcoin enthusiast claimed to have, information about the large number of senators and so forth. I mean, these tweets were really interesting. Sure, you guys let us know what you think about Mr. John. Whether you like him or not, he's always an interesting figure to, just look at a lot of these different things that he's been up to. In particular, the situation that's been brewing in India, and of course the response that he put forward. But in other news, I think that bullish, look on the current situation. I mean, whether or not you think that we're, still riding out the bear market principles, or whether you think that we're close enough to that $8,000 mark to actually classify as the bull market right now, enough is clear that I think that it's interesting to look at Cardano, where they're going to be taking themselves. Of course, IOHK, a lot of these different things. Very interesting. Cardano price turned bearish after the roadmap announcement by IOHK today. The market opened at 0.0840 and started dipping since then. IOHK, the past company, Ethereum Classic, and Cardano announced a new roadmap, with the vision of Cardano 2020 a few weeks back. The rumors were taking rounds that Cardano roadmap is about to release, which will change the entire mechanism of the coin and form a better future for Cardano after the announcement. So if you guys have already checked out this article, probably just reiterating for you, but overall, I think that we're really steadily moving into the next stage where Cardano will probably be able to establish itself with that further up value. I think that a 30-cent Cardano is potential. There's potential there for it. Even going up to as much as 50 cents. Within the next 2 years, could be likely. I think that this is definitely interesting, especially just looking at Cardano in the overall context of how it's evolved along the landscape of the cryptocurrency space from this point forward. I think we could be expecting to see some really exciting things, with this sort of technology, especially when we're talking about smart contracts, starting about the overall academic rigor that Cardano has basically been able to cement in a way that I think is really unprecedented, and it's definitely going to go a long way. Just looking at some of the top performers of this time, we've got Aurora, Phantom, Nebula, Zcoin. Very interesting, of course. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Litecoin pretty extensively in an upcoming video, just because I think a lot of the different events that are happening in the cryptocurrency space, you can really understand what's going to happen just by looking at the moves that are being made by Cardano and so forth. And I know a lot of people wanted me to comment on the Facebook cryptocurrency and exactly what this means. I mean, I bring up the Facebook cryptocurrency because it's definitely interesting to think about how we're essentially coming across a growth curve in cryptocurrency where we're essentially witnessing something very interesting, which really goes along the lines of the percentage of people all around the world using cryptocurrency right now is at about 1%. We've got 1% of the world's population even holding cryptocurrency in a crypto wallet, and a little bit more than that probably spread out across people who have held it and possibly not actually holding it at the current time. But if we continue along that growth curve, I mean, like they say, in 9 years, we could be seeing 50% of the world's population plus actually using these technologies, which is definitely interesting to see how these different things are actually going to be. It's actually very interesting to see how Facebook is sort of going to be putting cryptocurrency into the minds of soccer mom America, sort of people who probably be holding crypto and moving that along, that sort of trademark sort of thing, where we see that sort of snowball effect happen, and which is definitely interesting just to see how it's and just actually developing right in front of us. So, it is exciting to that regard. I mean, I'm very excited to see how we'll be seeing, cryptocurrency making a lot of these different roads, especially on that world stage. I think Cardano definitely does stand to benefit to a large extent. So very exciting stuff happening in that same context. And in that same breath, I mean, it's certainly interesting just to bring up a lot of these different cryptocurrency figures and how they've been essentially making a lot of these different things much more simple, as a lot of these things have been able to actually flesh themselves out. Amazon just launched a credit card for the underbanked. Facebook is launching cryptocurrency. Eventually, every tech company will have become a fintech company, and they'll have to, essentially. And I think that that's definitely interesting. Now, just how the space has been making a lot of these different developments. The platforms are certainly working as quickly as they can to embrace this, and it just makes me wonder what's happening, cryptocurrency bull market progress, and how a lot of these different variables have really come together in a very almost synchronistic fashion. So it's interesting to see the role that we'll be seeing something like Cardano playing, in the overall context of that. And I'm definitely excited just to see how we'll be seeing the overall space really faring up, with Shelley and all these different variables really coming together. Cardano Foundation is recently invited to Tokyo, Japan for discussing the future aspects of blockchain technology. The foundation is strongly working towards extending the market research of ADA. I think it's all in good time. I think that people will start to there's obviously going to be people who FOMO in at the last second, and all the works, but overall, we're the lucky ones. We're early in the game, have this opportunity to really capitalize on these things if you're willing. Of course, there's a high risk, high reward dynamic. It's all these things. Of course, remember to do your own due diligence. Make your own understandings clear. Don't always listen to every YouTuber that you hear. And basically, remember, if you guys are interested in connecting with us, you could do so on our Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber. And I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Of course, like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure that you remember this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Of course, this video is not financial advice, and we're always interested in hearing what your opinions are. So feel free to voice your perspectives down in the comments down below. Very welcome. Of course, I think we've had a really great community that's been growing on this channel. Up until recently, we've had some really good growth. So it's awesome to see how people have been coming together and really being very helpful with each other. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And yeah, overall, I am very excited to see what Cardano is going to be doing in the future, especially in terms of all the different things, the news that's breaking left and right in the cryptocurrency space. It's almost hard to keep up. I mean, it's awesome to see that so many people have been taking to the space, so confidently. And of course, we have our, very good friend to thank for that. So yeah, all that being said, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And up until then, just stay vigilant. And I think that we've been seeing some really interesting things happening in the space, and hopefully we'll continue. I mean, there's always something worth talking about in the cryptocurrency space. So expect regular uploads from this channel. Once again, I know that we were flaking on them for a little while the past 3 days, and you guys have been wondering where we are, but we're back, and we'll be continuing with these updates. And I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one.